Let's see if my thing is working. I connect the headphones. Headphones working now? We're good? Good, good. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thanks again for taking the time out of your day. We do this every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, uh, here on the YouTube channel. Before we get started, make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little square there. That's the G.A.R Capital icon. Take a look at that and make sure to click there so you can like, subscribe, turn on notifications for all our videos. All great stuff coming soon. Make sure to click that so you don't miss anything. So just in case you don't make it for the 9 a.m. YouTube morning note, at least you have the notifications on where you can see it at your later convenience. Since they're all recorded, you can always watch anytime on demand on YouTube. Thanks again for taking the time. Let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? Today is October 6th, 2020. It is a Tuesday. Dow futures of 137. NASDAQ futures down 21 points, about 0.18%. A little bit down due to some antitrust stuff talk about in Congress. Looks like a big tech breakup. We've heard this before. Again, this happened the same thing in 1999 with Microsoft, but let's see if something happens throughout. See if it comes to fruition. S&P up about 0.18%. Russell up about 0.82%. So the small caps again outperforming. Take a look at IWM. Crude oil 2.73% up, $40 a barrel, 40.29. Bitcoin is down about 0.42%, 10,770. Gold futures are up slightly as well, 0.12%, 1922 an ounce. Silver futures are down about 0.5%, 24.44. Euro dollar up about 8 pips right now for my forex people, 11791. US dollar Japanese yen 105.67 and about 7 pips. The dollar is basically flat right now, 93.46. And the VIX very much red. Good sign for the bulls, down 6.97%. So let's talk about why that is. So, a couple things. It is October. Some good news. President's out of the hospital, which is great. Obviously, we don't want the president being sick, regardless of your political affiliation. We want to hold respect for the office. But he is doing well, looking like on camera. A little heavy breathing from what I saw yesterday. He looked like he was kind of in pain, but obviously he just left the hospital. So again, getting used to things and everything like that. So let's hope for the best. Obviously, speedy recovery for the president. A couple of things that I read yesterday in regards to some notes. Looks like there were some notes from the big Wall Street firms. They're expecting Joe Biden to sweep the election, which is the Senate for the Democrats and Biden to win the White House. Obviously, that's what they're saying in regards to that's why we're having less volatility and more of a boom in the stock market. Their thesis is that with a Democratic sweep of Congress and the White House, they'll definitely get some stimulus passed, a higher stimulus passed, so we can get out of this. Again, that is a Wall Street opinion. That was read Charlie Gasparino on Fox Business. Again, the election's not done. We talked about this. Obviously, we still got actually the election is about a month away. Actually, about 4 weeks away. So again, obviously, very fluid situation. We have more debates to come. We don't know if it's going to be virtual. We don't know if it's going to be in person. But again, for what we are seeing, that is the expectation of the market. The market is higher on that news, supposedly, and market's higher on the president being better from the hospital. Because obviously, it would look really, really bad if he was in ICU or something like that, for the COVID, obviously. So some of the things that we looked at yesterday, I want to go ahead and go over it, and then we'll go over some pre-market. We went over Citibank yesterday. I was looking at those 45 calls. I did not fill them, but if you did trade them, you made some money. Congratulations. The only reason I didn't fill them is because I had enough trades open with my team. We're doing quality over quantity. I didn't see a lot of volume on it. Anyways, IWM, I talked about the 156s. If you caught that, congratulations. The volume was higher on the 156, but they were still close to the money. So if you caught that, congratulations. Goldman Sachs, we were looking at that as well, but again, not a lot of volume. That's just frustrating across the board when you don't get the volume. We're looking at the 205 calls. If you got them yesterday, you're probably going to gap up today. So congratulations as well if you caught that. And Roku is at 204.89. I was looking at the 210s. So they're a pre-market. Looking at yesterday, we opened right around 202. So about a $2 move, not much going on. But we did open Square. Square, we had that break of 174.49. I'm in the 180 calls. I'm in the money with my team, and we're up about 20% currently. So again, that Square call that I was talking about yesterday, we actually got into those. So looks really good, really, really good. We're also some QQQ. Some of the members in our student group, they actually closed it. They took their money, but again, for the most part, it is green as well. Obviously, the Nasdaq is down slightly. I do have some futures open on Nasdaq as well. But again, QQQ, we had the 280 calls. They're about to be in the money, about 53 cents away. We were in the money yesterday, and looking pretty good. With students, I'm also in AMD with my guys. AMD had a nice volume spike, and we're in the 85 calls since last week. We're in the money on those, looking really good as well. Nvidia was upgraded today, I believe, by JP Morgan to $600 a share. We own Nvidia stock in the portfolio, obviously in the investment club, and now that helps AMD. So again, I do like AMD for more upside. I love the 85 calls, even though we're still in the money. I'm holding on to them. There was also some unusual options activity, big volume spike on the AMD November 6th 90 calls. Take a look at those. I'm green on those. I actually filled it with the students as well. So I did that on my own. They're a little more farther out, but the 90 calls got a huge volume spike, a lot of call buying there. So I went ahead and took a flyer on it. I went a full position on it and gives me about a month away, exactly a month away, which is election day, and it'll give me the actual AMD earnings call as well. So again, if I get 40-50% on it, I'll just take it. I don't need to hold it for earnings, but again, I love the play here, the 90 calls, and I'm only $4 away on it. So on AMD. So that's what I have open currently. Let's take a look at some pre-market movers. Let's go ahead and move that. Pre-market movers this morning. What's moving here? Most active, nothing that we care about. Apple's down 0.45%, Microsoft down 0.65%, Boeing up 1%. So again, we're seeing this, the banks and tanks, right? I'm liking the fact that Russell 2000 and the banks are participating in a rally for once because it can't be just all tech. So again, Boeing is up. Boeing will be interesting. We'll take a look at that chart here in a second. JP Morgan up 1%. We talked about Citi yesterday. Goldman Sachs up 1%. We talked about Goldman Sachs yesterday. They're up pre-market. Chevron up 0.83% with crude. American Airlines up 0.84%. Bank of America up 1.38%. AMD up 0.38%. We're in that. So, well, me and the students. Nvidia was upgraded. They're up 1.67%. So that's on the S&P. On the Nasdaq, we're looking here. Tesla up 0.5%, which looks good. Moderna is down 0.86%. Again, that's why with these vaccine names, try to stay away. If you want to invest in the vaccine names, IBB is your best bet instead of picking just one of the companies. You don't know what the hell's going to happen. So again, Moderna does this. It's up 10% in a day and then it falls. So you just got to be extremely careful looking at the Nasdaq and looking at those at those names, the vaccine names. IBB is probably your best bet. So, with that being said, I want to take a look at a couple of names before I start taking some questions. Boeing looks very nice here. Let's go and take a look. Again, nice breakout. Wait for 10 a.m. I cannot stress that enough. Wait for 10 a.m. Let me repeat that. Wait for 10 a.m. because anything could change. Again, the big level for me is 183.44. If we break 175.30, I think that's ready to go. I think it's a breakout already. So again, I really like the 180s here. 180s would probably be the best place to trade on this level in regards to Boeing for this week. So keep an eye on those. The 180 calls for Boeing. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. 180 calls. Again, banks and tanks. We know the drill. Looking at Citi, again, Citi, the issue, I like the chart. I just need volume. So let's see if we get that. Looking at IWM, it is moving very nicely. Let's go ahead and bring up the daily. Actually, the next level is right around 160. The question is, do you want to play it for this week for 160? Again, you need a big, big jump. It's a nice jump today, but it's only up $1.26. So you literally need to break 158.49 to play the 160s. So wait for the break of 158.49 above that to get into the 160 calls on IWM. That'd probably be your best bet. So make sure to place an alert on your browser screen so you can actually see if you get the volume. The problem is that sometimes with these breaks, you're not getting the volume. Again, it's easy to buy an option. The question is, we try to sell it. We got to get rid of it, right? We want to make money off it. We're speculators. We're not going to invest in our options. We want to get rid of it. So again, it's all important about to get that demand from the other party, from what you call your counterpart, which would be the buyer of your option, to actually want to buy it because that's where volume comes in. We want to make sure that we're not making a ton of pizza. What's more important? Someone who makes a ton of pizza in their shop or someone who sells a ton of pizza in their shop? Who's going to stay in business longer? Yeah, a chef can make a ton of pizza, but you got to sell it. The key is to make the money. So again, I don't care how good it looks on the chart. If the volume ain't there, I ain't buying it. Very simple. So that's really the two I'm looking at, IWM and Boeing. I would say those are the two you really want to key on today. And I think even in futures, if you're looking at here on futures, 34.20. If 34.20 breaks, we're going to go ahead and continue to soar. That is the level for me, that break level from the mid-September point that'll get us to the next step over to back to pre-September highs. And again, remember, we had that drop in September. So let's see. And you could see 34.20 is that level, the next one. Next one I would play is maybe around 34.71. And then after that, you're about getting into 35.16, 35.76. I've said it before and I said it again. We will retake all-time highs by the end of the year. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone thinks I'm crazy. People make fun of us with their little comments. Of course, a bunch of nobodies saying, "Oh, stay bullish." I don't know, man. I think we've been right pretty. I think we've done pretty well with that. So, I mean, if you want to stay short the market, be my guest. No problem. I don't mind what you do. But I know is that our team, our viewers, our followers, from the DMs I'm getting, you guys are kicking ass. So again, I'm very proud of every single one of you guys. So stay bullish. All right, let's answer some questions. Good morning. Good morning. NIO building momentum. Let's take a look at that. NIO here, 2182. Again, it's still above the 20, which is nice. It is above the 50. It is gaining momentum. Yes, indeed. Let's see if we could break that 22 level on NIO. 22, and then you could probably target 2250. That'd probably be a prudent move. AMD entry. AMD would be very nice here, actually. Again, don't get into anything before 10 a.m., but it looks very interesting here. Again, I have calls on AMD personally with their students, so I like AMD here. Morning, boss. Good entry for DKNG. You're talking about the stock. I actually added shares with our members yesterday. We actually bought some DKNG, our investment club. So again, I do love DraftKings. I actually use the app. I actually entered the NBA Finals $1 entry to pick your lineup. So I eat the home cooking, man. I think here on DKNG, anything below 60, you get back, you get in because it's below the 100. If you really want to wait it out a little bit, maybe the 55s. They just had uh, a share offering. So again, the stock came back down a little bit. But again, I'm still up like 43% on the stock. I think we've been in it since we're in the 30s. So good stuff. How are Etsy's 140 calls looking? I don't see the volume, so again, we're not open. But looking at here, the 140s, it's continuing to chug along to the upside. Uh, Barring volume, we should be you should be okay. Good morning. Michael says here, is owning Apple, Microsoft stock, and SpyG in the portfolio fine? Absolutely fine. I'm okay with it. How does Facebook look? 1016, 275 calls. Again, I can't see the volume, guys, in the morning. Doesn't show me. But you have a 275 calls. I think there is a gap to fill right around 266. I would have probably waited for that, honestly, and it's a little too far out. If you get a pop, sell it at green, honestly. That's what I would think. Square or PayPal for long term? I think both are fine. Both are absolutely fine. I own PayPal, but I don't own Square. I just trade options on Square. Thoughts on Win? Let's look at the Win. Win is breaking above the 200 very nicely, and it actually is a breakout. The problem is, as always, is we need volume, and we're actually rejecting a little bit. So take a look at 74, 50, 71. If you break that, then I would say calls would be interesting to get into. Thought about EA Sports today or Espo. I like Espo. I own Espo. I actually bought more Espo yesterday. So they have EA in it. So just like the IBB, I like to own a ton of the video game sector, not just one stock. Again, it just diversifies it for me. That's how I do it. I'm saying EA because FIFA's coming out. I love FIFA as well. So again, I think Espo because you get everything. Activision Blizzard, you get was it the one who owns Rockstar Games? Um, Take-Two Interactive, you have EA, Nintendo, all the boys. So I think that's better than just putting all your money into one horse. Docu calls. Docu calls, guys, I have to look at the volume. I don't know until the volume's open. But looking at the chart, break 236, 37 before you do anything on Docu. I was watching that yesterday, and it fell yesterday in the middle, right at the open. Right here is your 10 a.m. candle. Have you talked QQQ? I have. Why did you put skew calls at 9:40 a.m. instead of waiting for 10? Because the volume was picking up at that very moment, and we actually got in at the right time. Again, the 10 a.m. thing, when I say so, obviously it's not law, it's just a rule of thumb. Good morning. Thoughts on WMT long-term hold? I like WMT. They just signed a deal with MoneyGram, and I think they're a good long-term hold. Just not a great growth prospect. So there's other companies out there that are going to give you more of a growth, but Walmart's okay. I'd rather have Amazon. That's why I sold my Walmart to buy Amazon. You're welcome. What expired on those Boeing calls? It would be this week, but again, you need to see the volume first. Would you buy more PayPal stocks at the current level or wait for the future price to dip? PayPal, let's see. Right now it's kind of holding to that 100-day moving average. I have an alert. I would actually say the alert for me was 170 if we get there. So again, I have enough PayPal. I'm not dying to buy more. It's only when there's a good discount that I want to buy stocks. Like DKNG yesterday was a really nice discount, and I actually started a position on Penn National, which is they bought Barstool Sports months ago. But again, I'm looking into the sports gambling, fantasy sports as NFL and sports come up as movie theaters are shut down. Hollywood production is coming down, so a lot more people are watching sports at home. My thesis is more video gaming and more sports. That's where it's going to break more of the money. And I think DraftKings and Penn are going to make the money on that, ESPO as well. So I bought all three more. I added more on my DraftKings, I added more on my ESPO, and I bought my position on Penn. Let's see. What would you? Saw your post on Apple event next week. Great buy-in before the event. Well, again, remember we had a buy-in. We actually bought calls before the event that we thought phones were going to come out, but it was the watch, it was the iPads, and such, so on and so forth. So it was a disappointment. So I learned my lesson. Let's not buy before the event. Let's wait till after the event. What is this? You tell me. What is this? All right, we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. It is October 6th, 2020. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll catch you tomorrow.